How you doing? How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Petty, and I appreciate you stopping by today. And we're back in Eve Echoes, which shout out to all my people still trying to play this on PC. I've heard a lot of reports, including everything you saw in the last video, that there's some issues right now with the emulators and being able to run this smoothly. So if you're interested in playing it and you haven't yet, I highly recommend you try it on mobile first, because it'll be a lot more streamless and just smooth of an introduction. I'm finding that most of the emulators I'm trying are still having a lot of hiccups with it, so it's still super early for it to come out. It's super normal for these emulators to take a week or two before they have the games really running them on a solid level. So I don't want to have people go into this with expectations of they're running great on there, because they're not. I've heard from some people that Nox is working really well. I know that BlueStacks is having trouble, LD Player is having trouble, and Mimu is having trouble. We're still playing it on Mimu. It is noticeably more consistent now than it was a couple of days ago when we first tried it. But it's still a just, deeply confusing game, on top of it running a little rough on emulators. So kind of just what I wanted to talk about today is everything that I've learned so far and what my actual gameplay is starting to look like. So we're actually sitting outside of a trading center right now, but we'll come back to this, because trying to find it and some other stuff is sometimes a trouble. So real quick, I'm playing more militarily for my focus. If we go in and look at my skills, we're on Tech 4 of military. We've been turning up. We're working on Destroyer Commander. You can see I've gotten some upgrades into small missile and torpedo operation, as well as target management and everything too. Not anything super crazy. We're just tiptoeing into this, and we're not even that deep. There is many more tech levels ahead, so I'm not super far in, and I don't want to set that expectation. Did pretty good at maxing some stuff out at Tech 3. I think you can start doing the... Oh no, Frigate Engineering was limited to Tech 3. Okay. See, we learning things. So we've worked our way up to this. Once this finishes, we'll probably have to do like 1 or 2 more upgrades to be able to get up to Tech level 5. And there's... I don't think there's anything here besides maybe medium missile torpedo operation that I'll be going for first, just because that's increased damage. So I'm just trying to be a better kill out here. Space is hard, y'all. We taking lives. So what do we do now that we're actually, trying to bully people? Oh, usually cosmic anomalies, excuse me. But there's none close to me right now. So if you're, trying to find stuff to go bully and you don't see anything in your area, you can take one of these stargates to another place and essentially check that one. So let's go ahead and warp to the first one we're looking at on the list, Satuban. I don't know why there's 2 A's there. I feel like that's a little extra, but Satuban. And we're just popping around, so we should pop up here relatively right about no. Okay, we're there-ish. So this is what the actual Stargate looks like. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So, came in on that. Let's go ahead and check. No anomalies here. Let's just because of the ridiculous of the name alone, we're going there. And you can see that it's taking some of my capacitor each time to do this. So you kind of, if you're really low energy, you don't want to hop around and instantly engage with a bunch of people if you have almost nothing in your capacitor. You really want to limit, your jumping around like this to when you have, 70 or more. Otherwise, I would wait, let it catch up a little bit. Man, it's just not being nice to us at all. Okay. We jump in one more time. So hopefully there'll actually be anomalies in one of these zones. And then even when you find one, sometimes you can go to anomalies that are already been cleared out, essentially, to where it'll be, there just won't be any enemy ships there. You can hang out there for a few minutes and they still won't pop up. Alright, so we should be making it. Come on, buddy. Alright, I think we made it there. Wow, still nothing. Okay. Let's look at the stellar chart, see if maybe we're just like in the dead center of... No, we should we're actually in some space that should technically be a little bit dangerous. Okay. Will it let us pop over to any of these? Set this as a destination. Oh wow, that's a lot of jumps. Ooh. Let's see how much capacitor we have when we get over here. So there's varying degrees of space safety. Let's call it that. And what you'll see in those zones, obviously pirates and stuff, which are what the cosmic anomalies are, aren't going to show up in the safer, more inner systems and everything. You have to kind of go around the outside of the fringe to hopefully see some of this stuff. Man, y'all are killing me on this. Okay, it's okay. We're still jumping around. We're not even close to done where we're going.
Warp drive active.
Oh, but hey, we found some of these. Hold on. Let's go ahead and pause this and see once we pop out of this if we can go check one of these out. So while I'm waiting for that to stop, we can see that there's a couple of different types. We've got large anomalies, small anomalies, ooh, Jesus, base, and medium. If you actually, I'm trying to remember where it'll show you specifically what the different ones are. Oop, okay, Mimu is just having a little bit of trouble there. Alright, let's go ahead and just jump over to this one real fast. We've still got plenty of capacitor because we didn't go all 8 jumps. Yeah, by the way, you can just turn off autopilot if you're using that to get somewhere. And that's really useful to use to get to certain specific things in the game. Alright, we got some buddies here. How you doing, buddies? There we go ahead, auto lock. Let's blow some of these people up. Let's see if I can actually zoom in and we can see some of the action. So here's my bad boy. We are waging war on somebody. I'm not sure. Okay, they're down here. Alright, and we should clean this up pretty quickly. Depends on how many more will spawn after that. But, oop, we didn't have him locked for some reason. Alright, that man should be dead after this hit. Yeah, there we go. So important thing to note while you're out here doing this, is there's going to be some stuff that you can loot while you're fighting these anomalies. Oof. And you want to make sure you get to those ships before they break down and blow up, because then you get no loots. So let's go ahead and make some more friends while we're here. And if this was a, you know, base or something where there was, you know, a lot stronger and more units, I might be using some of my shields. I might need to use some of my shields anyways. But that'll drastically, you'll see how quickly my capacitor starts going down, but we're taking a little bit more damage than I want to, so we need to pop that up real fast. Come on, buddy. Keep taking them on down. Ooh. I am getting shot up. We're doing okay, though. We're doing okay. Buddy there is just trying to lay into me. And I'm watching how much of my capacitor I still have left, because if it gets a little dodgy, I might need to just warp back out of here to a nearby station and repair. But typically, it's not that real. Only a couple of more people. I don't know if this other one that I don't have targeted is going to be shooting at me, or if it's just the one that I've decided to make friends with. Alright, he should be done. That should be it. In a second. Just fire one, try and save the other one in case we need it. Nope, the other guy is definitely still shooting at us. And that didn't kill like I was expecting it to. There we go. Okay, let's try and drop this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel my shield so I start getting some capacitor back. In case after we kill this dude, a whole bunch more spawn, because that sometimes happens with these. Sometimes as you're fighting them, more will just be randomly added, like we kind of saw with this, or sometimes they wait for you to kill everything. They're like, alright, here's 4 more people, and depending on how rough that last fight was, you might not be ready for that. So try to keep your capacitor in mind and don't push it. Don't pull an Icarus. Don't fly too close to the sun. Okay, let's see if we can approach this quickly using some afterburners. Once we can get within, no, and it's gone. Okay, I'm actually going to dip out to a little bit of safety. Because we took a little bit more damage than I was planning to take for just an explanation. But from killing those guys, you don't get immediate returns for everyone you kill, but you do get points for coming out and fighting these guys in kind of installments. It's a little bit weird, but going out and fighting for a little while and jumping between 2 or 3 of those zones typically then leaves me with enough skill points to come in and level some stuff up. So I can't complain too much. We definitely took a little bit more of a beating than I meant to. Let's go ahead and dock real fast and just stare at it while it's trying to load. But this is one of 3 major trees that you can kind of focus on. So can we alright, we don't have to repair, so we didn't get beat up that badly. So real fast, now that we're in kind of a safe area, let's look at a couple of other things. So planetary production is basically where you're going in and farming. I've got 1 spot going right now. I don't think I can start a second one yet. Yeah, I'm maxed out on this right now. You can go into where you're basically focusing on mining and production and stuff like that. So you can probably get a few more of these. I'm going to try and make another clone and try and have one that's focused on each of the 3 main ones. That way I can speak on them with a little bit more clarity and a little bit more background. But even though I'm a military person, I can still have this stuff going. So I've got some continuous mining in progress. A lot of this game is managing your resources because several of them can be ran without you actively playing the game. Like, you can be taking deliveries and doing stuff like that while you're not playing. You can have stuff farming, and you especially want to have skills training. That is a must. Because once you start getting up in those levels, they do start taking, you know, over a day, 2-3 days to train certain skills once they start getting up in level. So you wanna have that going always. Always you want it to have it work on something. What I do recommend, let me see if I can look at some of the... So some of these, no, it's not going to show me because I don't have that level yet. So some of the first ones will be relatively cheap, and I've found it to be relatively time effective. See, like target management. The first few of these, you know, were under 10,000 skill points. It was super easy for me to advance those instantly without waiting for the time, while leaving my time to be running on some of these really big skills. So that's definitely worth doing in my opinion for like the first 1 or 2 upgrades on a skill, especially if it's something that you're going to be using frequently. But all in all, I'm still having a lot of fun with the game, still figuring out a lot of things. So one of the things that I wasn't able to really show when we were going to the anomalies is when you go in and loot stuff, you have a chance to pick up a decent amount of stuff. These are all things that I've gotten essentially from just killing and looting ships and everything in those zones. So if this was something that I wanted to try and sell, we can see there's no sell option here, right? This is actually a pretty decent one. I think it's a little bit better than what I have. So I'm gonna actually end up replacing this and putting it on my ship. But if we wanted to sell it because it's a slightly better item than what people typically start with, we can go over here to market, go to nearby trading centers, click. Come on, let me click. Alright, and I think Akilra is where we were at before. I know this one I tried to go to, and the warp gate said that it was literally closed because of too much traffic. Alright, so we've hit set destination, and we have a little play button that pops up here. You click on that, engages autopilot, and bam, you're off to the races. And then depending on how far away it is, it'll tell you how many jumps and stuff like that. You can kind of guesstimate how much time it's going to take to get there. It's not instantaneous. This one is only one jump away, so I should actually get here pretty quickly. Not always the case. Not always going to be the case. And I don't think we're there yet. Otherwise, I'm missing a big old trading center on my screen. But it looks like the game is also froze, so we'll just all have to wait and see what happens. But it should be taking me in and docking me at the actual station.
Warp drive active.
Once we warp somewhere again, apparently. Alright, but it looks like it's actually taking us to the place itself, so that's cool. That's cool. I'm a fan of that. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So far this is kind of what my process has been. I'm going out, fighting pirates, collecting loot while I'm out there, and then either breaking the stuff down that I'm getting, and I'll show that to you after, because I've saved a few items for us to destroy together. But after I show you, how selling works, and buying, then we'll take a look at what else you can do with those materials. But since I'm militarily focused, that's kind of where my gameplay of focus has been, and why I want to make separate characters to be able to dig a little bit deeper into the mining and industrial side of things, and then another one for the commerce stuff and everything, so I can get a more well-rounded view of how the game works and operates. Alright, so we should be in the ship now, so let's go ahead and take a look. Oop, not at the star chart. You get right on out of here. Let's go and take a look at our inventory, so we can see. Oh, there's still no buy button. That's a little weird. And we can see there's already something in this item hangar at this station. So this was the one that we went to before. So we can see that this has the sell option. Well, what's the deal there? You can't sell something directly from your ship, and there's a limited number of things you can sell on the market. I believe it's 5 as a base, and I think you can extend that with skill upgrades. But say we wanted to sell this magnetic field thing. Alright, so we want to go to move it into the item hangar. Now it's showing up over here. Now we have a sell option. And I can apparently sell that for a lot more than I thought I could. Okay, how you doing? How you doing? So we'll go ahead and list that. Cause I want money. I want money. And then this, I also, because it's glowy, I thought I could sell it for more, but doesn't look like it's selling for very much, so I'm a little sad on that one. So we'll actually move this back to our ship. Alright. And then these we have a bunch of. This is the normal boost that I have equipped on the ship right now. And we want to see, we can split it so that we've got a couple of stacks of them. Say, you can see how it says 1 right here and then 2 right here. This is obviously the stack. If I wanted to say, save one of them, I can split it, and then I can go and reprocess the ones that I'm okay with getting rid of. And now we got some materials. Alright. And that's, what do we do with the materials from there? I'm still working that part out, boo-boo. If we go into industry, I don't think I have the materials for the kind of stuff that I'm able to do because of the fact that I didn't specialize or go into any of this stuff, that I kind of went in the opposite direction. I want to fight people, not make stuff on my main account. But I'm sure there's something I can still do with that stuff. I just, I'm like the gnomes from South Park. I'm on step 1. I'm killing people, stealing stuff, and selling and breaking down what I can. Step 2. Step 3, profit. What's up? So we're still figuring out a lot of stuff with the game, but that's something that I've, because I have to be actively engaged, making sure that I'm targeting those people, make sure that I'm firing at them, and not taking too much damage, and watching my shields and my capacitor. It's not something that I can kind of just auto farm, leave up, and then walk away. So I'm enjoying that so far, enjoying going and looting the ships. They don't always have a chance to loot them, and it still seems like it could either be, oh, these are ones you've killed, or just ones that spawn around those zones anyways. It's deeply confusing sometimes. But I think that's pretty much all I want to cover. I want to go ahead and sometime in the next day or two start working on like the mining and the farming character and everything, because I know that that is a very, very, very big part of this game as well. So we'll see. It's Eve Mobile, guys. There's just so much here. There's so much here to learn. But I appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know, excuse me, if there's any specific questions you have in the game. Not that I'll probably be able to immediately answer, but the more questions that I get from you guys and that I have to go look up and research to be able to answer you, then helps me inevitably learn more than I would from just playing the game regularly. So I always look forward to and appreciate any questions you guys come to me with. And I think that's it. I appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for stopping by today. It's been your boy Patty, and we out of here. Deuces.